G'day guys, what's cracking? It's Ralph here, and this is the new VideoGo video travel tripod from Ulanzi. Comes in this snazzy case that is fully strapped, extendable straps. You can whack around your shoulder, or you can remove the strap. Has a handle here for easy carrying. And let's have a look inside. Have a look at this, would you? What a beautiful piece of machinery. Let's set it up. There it is, folks. We have the ability to increase the height of the center column from this height. If you lift this up to its full extent by just turning the knob on the back to this height or anything in between. We can even flip it around by undoing this little hook here, which holds your bag or a weight to keep it steady in the wind. Simply unscrew that, pull this off. You can turn it around and mount your camera underneath should you want an version of underslung mode. So there you go, guys. That's what you can head toward if that is your preference. All right, what else does it do? Well, there is a fluid head on top of a carbon fiber 3-leg 5-piece setup that has these beautiful clips that tighten to any length you want and hold firm and steady. On the bottom we have some rubber feet, interchangeable with metal spiked feet. Yes. Now, unlike the other Ulanzi tripods, this one doesn't have anything special in here because the specialness is held somewhere else. It's held in the handle. I know. Watch. You unscrew this, and then to my utter delight and amazement, we have lots of bit heads that do everything you need to do, both on this tripod and any other tripod that you like. And you're like, well, how do you handle it? How do you use it? Well, you simply unscrew the screwdriver, which is the handle. You take out said drill bit, which is magnetic, so you can't drop it. You pop it in there, and you're away to go. Tinker as much as you like, but it has a specific purpose as well as a general one. Let's pop this back in here. Let's take out this bit here, and then if we scoot round, see this little hole here? We simply tuck this in here. I can undo it and I can take this off. This means I can mount this on here, tuck your screwdriver back in, so you're good to go. Undo said bolt, pull this out of the equation, pop this in, tighten it off, and then watch this, and you can mount it this high off the ground, obviously shortening the legs. If you have your favorite screw bit, you don't even need to take it off. You can actually keep it in there and screw this on so that whenever you need it, it's ready and good to go. But you have your backups in here. Be careful, they are small, so they do get fiddly and you can potentially drop them. That's why they're magnetized as well as to stick in here, so you don't drop them on the sand like this and they're lost forever. So you will need to get your little fingers in there and you know, have a go. I've reviewed a fluid head before, so let's see what this is capable of. First of all, I can turn the head so that I get full fluid movement like so. So you can even shoot vertical if you so choose. This is obviously for video, but you can double it up and use it for photography. That's no problem at all. There's a little bubble head here that gives you perfect levelicity. Yeah, you heard it, levelicity. You can turn this and move your handle to any angle you like. It's super helpful for the project you're doing. So if you have a smaller camera, you might want to put it there. If you have a larger camera on it, you might want to pull it back so it's just a 45er. I find that most helpful, providing it doesn't bump against the legs. So you just need to be aware of that. We have the locking mechanism that is a staple with all the F38 attachments. And if you're thinking, I'd rather have an Arca Swiss or a claw, then it comes with it. You can order this with an Arca Swiss or a claw top for your preference. This has a stop on it to hold your gear stable where you need it to. So you slot that in, you move this, and then you lock it all together so that your camera is not exactly going to fall off, tilt, move, or do anything you don't want it to do. You can turn this fully, and if you want to lock it off, there's a little bolt at the back where you just screw it in and that was locked off. You can make sure it's all secure by turning this, and locking it all down so there's no movement there. There is a little bit of movement in the legs. Let me just show you. A little bit of movement, a little bit of torque. You get that with carbon fiber, unless it's super, super thick and you have very weak arms. This is thin and I have massive arms. I don't really. My kids think I do. That's all that counts. Okay, now I'm going to put some big gear on this. This is my full video setup at the moment, which I use when I can't get up close and personal. So for example, in sports, I have to stay fairly well back. My 600 zoom goes real good. One of the things you have to note is you have to move this around and you have to recalibrate just to move everything to where you want it to be. It is a travel video tripod. It's not one of those big suckers. It's one of these that you can use when you're vlogging, you can use when you're doing events and you want to travel light. When you need a tripod that you might need or you might not need, but you don't have to lug everything around, this is perfect for that. And then let's just loosen all of this off and have a look. So I'm going to put a bit of a brake on that. It's pretty smooth. Gives some nice pressure. Nice pressure. Leave it where I need to leave it. That's good. You can even loosen off. So you loosen off. Whoa, how did I just turn around? You loosen it off with this knob. So that tightens and loosens that. You can also put a bit of a brake on the pan if you need to, so you can slow it down like this. Ulanzi fluid heads are really good for the travel aspect. If you just need something small and portable that'll do the job really nicely. What you do need to realize is that your mounting onto your lens or your camera needs to be from this direction, not this direction, right? Because if you do it from the other direction, your camera does this rather than this. You see? So it's mounted, the back of it is mounted on the side, so the back of it will be mounted on the side. You wouldn't mount it on this, you'd need to mount it like that, so that when you slide it in and it locks in and it's good to go, that you actually can do this as opposed to the other. Do you understand? If you don't, put a comment down below. Be like, what do you mean? And I'll do a short or something. I'll try and explain what I mean. But hopefully you get it. As you can see, it can comfortably hold the weight of this camera. This is about 3.5, it's about 4 kilos. It comfortably holds it. I'm not stressed at all. Not stressed. Nah, I'm not stressed. I have all faith in this completely. I can even pull this all the way up. And at this point, you do have a little bit of wiggle. Of course you do. With a smaller camera, you wouldn't have as much, but you're gonna, because this is actually on a monopod setting rather than a tripod. So if you want very best results, you simply lower it all the way down, and then it's really quite sturdy. But here you're making the most of all three. But you can actually, if you need to level it, you can move it around like so. Gives you about 20 degrees of wiggle room if you need that. The carbon fiber finish is really nice. And then the color, I just love the color. I really like it. This is perfect now. I usually used to take out my other tripod, my photo tripod, when I was going to go and vlog somewhere or do a product or tutorial shoot somewhere. But now I can take this. It takes up about as much space as my Ulanzi TT09, but really handy. So I can commend this to you, and there's a link in the description below with a code, I believe, so please use that. Have a look, have an explore, ask any questions you like. I've been nothing but impressed with the Ulanzi travel tripod, and like when I started, like you, I'm like, how long is this going to last? My TT09 has lasted me a year. I use it practically every day and it hasn't missed a beat. Just needs to be tightened up every so often, like every tripod does. I want to thank Ulanzi for partnering with me on this and sending this to me, and for the great gear that you guys do. I really appreciate it, and I do use it all the time. It's not that I review it and then I never use it. I use it all the time. I find it very helpful for the photography and video needs that I have. I hope this review has been helpful. Please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. I'm going to drop stuff if I keep going like this.